Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
So I had a Facebook memory come up that prompted me to go into the Kind of Nerdy Girls archives and find my interview with Anthony Montgomery. Now, you may know him from Star Trek Enterprise, which is super cool. And I see that he's going to be on the Trek Cruise 2022 coming up at the end of February. But several years ago, Anthony and I actually caught up. He is from Indianapolis, and we talked about some of his memories and also about his graphic novel, which you should definitely check out, Miles Away. Here's a fun trip back with the Kind of Nerdy Girls and our chat. Here's a fun trip back in the Kind of Nerdy Girls archives with actor, producer, and graphic novelist Anthony Montgomery.
Good morning, KJ. How are you guys?
Well, hey, welcome back to Indianapolis.
Thank you. What's the weather like there?
Oh, it's always sunny in Indy. Isn't there a show or something?
I love it.
We just got done with our big race, the Indy 500. Did you ever go to the race when you lived here growing up? Do you have any memories?
Yes. I've been to the race probably 4 times. Okay, I am not advocating that children skip school, but when we went, it was on senior skip day.
Oh, really?
So,
Wow.
We went during the time when the snake pit was really raucous back in the day, and it was a lot of fun. I think everybody in the world has to experience the Indy 500 at least one time in their life.
So you are calling us from L.A., is that right?
Yes, I'm calling from sunny Los Angeles, and actually the sun just started coming up right now.
And today is a big day for you, correct?
Okay, everybody in the world knows what Star Trek is, but everybody may not know what each of the series are.
Okay.
So people are really excited when they find out that, oh, wait, you were a part of that show?
Uh-huh.
And then because there's so many people who know what Quantum Leap is, you were on the show with the guy from Quantum Leap.
Exactly. You know what's so funny about this is I had this conversation with my husband not too long ago after I had met you and you were in town for the Wizard World Comic Con. That's exactly how I explained it to my husband, and he's watching the show now because it's on Netflix. It was
right.
like Netflix has brought the show back to even more people.
It truly has. And you know what? With Netflix doing that and J.J. Abrams doing the revamp of the J.J. Abrams Trekverse, it really has breathed a completely new life into the Star Trek franchise. So for me, I decided to do something a little different. Early on when I was on the show, obviously we all know about how many people from the Star Trek franchise can get pigeonholed into just doing Star Trek.
Right.
Well, back when the show was on, I decided I was never going to do that. And since I know we have a loyal following of Trekkies around the world, I decided to launch my own sci-fi franchise. And we are available in 51 countries around the world through the iTunes bookstore. And the process has been really exciting. It's been unnerving because I've never launched my own franchise, but I am an actor and I've put in my 10,000 hours and gained my mastery of acting. So I just infused my knowledge into what I want the animation characters to look like. And then I started partnering with people that are experts in their own fields. Are you guys familiar with Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
One of the main characters from Dragon Ball Z was a character named Trunks, and that guy is a friend of mine named Eric Vale. Eric has been a successful animation voice actor for many years, but he's also been a head writer for over 51 anime programs for Funimation. So Eric and I started initially. Eric gave me my template, my very first spec script for Miles Away. I took that and then met another writer from, do you guys remember the original Thundercats series that we grew up with in the 80s?
Thundercats, ho!
Everybody knows Lionel, of course. So they did a Thundercats reboot back in 2011, and one of the writers from the Thundercats series is a friend of mine. His name is Brandon Easton. We took Eric's initial script, and then Brandon gave me another revamp, and we are doing the first animated movie as literally an origin story, no different than an origin story you would see from Marvel or DC or anybody else. But instead of just infusing all of that origin in the first graphic novel, I wanted the graphic novel just to be the foundation for the franchise, and then this animation will pick up from there.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, because I read Miles Away. I've got the graphic novel, and I was like, hang on, where do I get more?
Thank you. Good.
So I will get more when this becomes a feature film then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm actually, so because it's you, KJ, I'm going to put myself out there because I adore you so much. I will tell everybody now that I told you when we met. When this movie does go to animation, you guys, I am, as the creator, I have the license to do this. I am going to make our girl, KJ, an animated character in immortality.
I'm so excited. This is like, one of those things on my bucket list, because I do love sci-fi. It's like, to be a part of something like that where people care about it so much and it just lives on and passes on to generation and generation. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited, Anthony.
I adore you and I follow you on social media, so I'm having a blast watching you when you have your geeky fandom moments. It is the cutest thing, and I said, we will have her be a really fun alien character.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'll introduce your character in the second movie, and then it'll pick back up in the third movie.
Okay.
So I've got an entire plan for this whole thing, and actually I've already started on it. I'm not going to tell you about it. I want to surprise you.
Okay.
But do you guys ever watch Face Off?
I have watched it a couple I don't watch it regularly, but yeah, I do know what the show is. I have watched it.
So just, and this, I get nothing from this. This is not a shameless plug or anything, but I'm now connected to a completely different sci-fi show, and the season 2 winner of Face Off is connected to that show. So I've talked to him about taking the characters that I've already created, because I've got over 64 characters,
wow,
64 actors that are doing voices in the animated trilogy. I have at least one actor from every Star Trek series. I have actors from the Harry Potter franchise.
Ooh.
Tony Todd, that was the original Candyman. I've got him doing a voice. I've got characters from the original series Gargoyles and Castle and Starship Troopers, in Space Invaders Zim, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I've got so many actors attached to this thing. It is, and even a good friend of mine who is an actor on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. All these guys are a part now, and I bring up sci-fi, I bring up the Face Off show because you know how they'll take a picture of a regular person and then morph it into an alien?
Right.
Or what?
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do with all of the amazing actors that I have attached. He's going to take the alien characters that we have created or create them, and then I will eventually, so that people can see what the characters will look like as a live action, he's going to fuse those like they do on that show.
Oh, my gosh. That is so cool.
So eventually I'm going to grab a picture of you and say, okay, this is KJ, and this is what her character is. I need you to make that mesh. So I'm not going to tell you about your character until the day I can send it to you and say, okay, here's what she's going to look like. Get ready for it.
My gosh. All right. Best of luck to you, Anthony. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody out there. Let's make Indiana, we're going to have something bigger than we ever did before. Thank you, guys.
Love it.
Join the Nerdy Girls Podcast.
The Kinda Nerdy Girls is produced by our wonderful patrons like Leanne, Kayla Allen, Michelle Hamilton, Samantha Miller, Clay Swain, Aaron Miller, and music is provided by Paul Miller. That's a lot of Millers. If you'd like to be a producer of our show, all you have to do is throw a few bucks our way on Patreon to help us keep the show going. Look for the Kinda Nerdy Girls on Patreon or go to kindanerdynetwork.com, where you can also find our merch. I'm KJ. Thanks so much for listening. Stay kinda nerdy.